Thank you for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast, a no judgment zone podcast that covers lifestyle, entertainment, news, and sports. Even though KC doesn't watch sports, but these are minor details. By the way, he reads tarot cards too. Yes, I really mean it. He reads tarot cards too. And now, the host you've tuned in for, KC Phoenix.
Good morning from Dallas. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And thank you again for tuning in to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I decided to do a daily thought today. I did my quick 3 tarot yesterday. And yeah, I was just like, I'm going to do a daily thought today. Because it was based off of my last daily thought, my Say Less, which if you haven't listened to it or watched it, it was based off of a conversation that I had with someone. And as I let that conversation marinate even more, I was like, you know what? I got something else out of that too. And let me talk about this. So that's what's going to be the daily thought today. But before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Okay. Oh yeah, don't forget about the Christmas with KC contest. Too, I mentioned it before. It will be ending on, I don't know. I might do it after Christmas Day, but I doubt it. It more than likely will end on Christmas Day unless I'm just really feeling in the spirit. But to enter the Christmas with KC contest, all you have to do is sign up for the email list. That's it. And I'm not going to spam you, by the way, because I don't have time to spam people. And there's not enough going on in my mind to warrant sending out an email every single day. So, yeah. But all you have to do is sign up for the email list. In the details section, there's a link for joining the mailing list. And click on the link. It'll take you to the landing page. Enter your email address, and then that will automatically enter you in the Christmas with KC contest. The prizes are cash prizes via CashApp and gift cards and gift certificates. So you never know what you might get if you enter the contest. All right. And also signing up for the email list, you will be able to keep up with the major things going on with the Keeping It Real with KC show, as well as moi, KC Phoenix. Okay, now it's time to get to the daily thought. When I was having the conversation with this individual, how it started was because when I was talking about the Say Less, does something raise the conversation? Does something lower the conversation? Does it raise the frequency and the vibration? Does it lower it? And part of it was because of my move. Because I moved to Texas. For those who don't know, you can listen to my episode Broken Silence after the move, it was a few months ago. Probably it was 3 months ago. And I was having the conversation with the person, and the person was saying, well, they were asking me, well, what's different? And I said, well, the energy's different. Which I didn't want to go into the whole I had a premonition about certain things happening where I was at with this person, because that would have opened up, because I know how this person thinks, and that would have opened up a whole nother can of worms. So I wasn't going to go down that road. So I was just like, the energy's different here. And I wanted to leave it at that. And then they're like, well, what about the energy? I was just like, well, the energy's lighter and stuff. But I wouldn't expect this person to get it because they don't deal in what I deal in when it comes to energy. So, whatever. So then the person was like, oh, well, I could never live in Texas. And I'm not that fond of, and then the person said the state they were in. I'm not that fond of this state, but I just believe it's what you make it. Life is what you make it. And you find happiness where you can and all this other stuff. And I was like, okay, what was the point? And everything. But yeah. So we ended the conversation. I told you on the Say Less Daily Thought, now on this one. And I thought about this person, and I also, one thing, I'm not going to say what the sign is, but there is one particular sign in the zodiac. If they get lemons, they always make lemonade. It's just sort of like that's their thing. And it's almost like the Midas touch in a way. And this is my thing, where I want to put it out there. Lemons are considered, when people tell you there's like, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. In other words, you take something bad and you turn it into something good. You find the good in it. Okay. I can't disagree with that philosophy. However, when you are approaching things where you've made so much lemonade and it's like you're just used to getting lemons, that's just, and you start to see life as all I'm going to get are lemons, that's where the issue comes in. That is where the issue comes in, where you're just like, things are never going to go right, but I'm just going to make it work anyway. Okay. Just like during the conversation, the individual was saying that, oh, I can never live in Texas. And well, I'm not that fond of the state I live in, but I'm just, I'm going to make the best of it. That tells me that you're seeing yourself as stuck. You just confirmed with your own words that you're not happy with the state that you're in. And you're saying, okay, I'm not happy, but I'll just make the best of it. That's not living. That's settling. And if you're content with settling, then okay, fine. But if you're saying that you're not happy in the state, have you ever thought about moving to a different state? If even just to see what's different. Because visiting a state or visiting a city or visiting a country is different from living in one. I talk to people who travel places and I talk to people who live in different places. And it's totally different. You can say, okay, I traveled there. I visited for a day or a week or 2 weeks. But if you live in a place, it's totally different. And my thing is, you don't know until you try. What I worry about with people with this mentality is they just feel, oh, well, this is the best this is going to get, so I might as well just make it work. That's a very jaded mentality. It's like, oh, well, this is the best it's going to get. I don't approach things like that. I approach things at the best is yet to come. That's how I approach it. If you have another day of life, you have another opportunity. So, and I titled this, You're Not Stuck in a Lemon Orchard, because some people, they're used to having lemons given to them all the time. It's sort of like it becomes their specialty, if that makes sense. It becomes their specialty where they wouldn't know what to do if they got an apple or a peach or an orange or a cherry or whatever besides a lemon. All they know how to adapt to and make stuff from are lemons, because their mentality is, well, all I'm going to get is lemons anyway, so I just need to make the best of anything thrown at me. Versus being given a peach or an apple or whatever. That's why I'm funny about that. It really reminds me, for those who may be new to the show, obviously it says at the beginning I read tarot cards. There's a card in the tarot deck that is the Eight of Swords. And swords deal with thoughts and communication. And with the Eight of Swords card, usually in the traditional deck, is usually 8 swords in a line. And a woman is blindfolded. And what she doesn't realize is that she thinks she's trapped with these swords, but the swords are right next to her. She can walk straight away from the swords at any time. Or in other decks, the swords are around her, but there's an opening where she can just easily walk through. But she doesn't see it because she's trapped in her thoughts. That's what I feel this mentality is with the whole thing of being in a lemon orchard. I feel that some people, like the individual that I was talking to, they feel like they're in a lemon orchard, like they're just surrounded by lemons, so they're just going to have to take the lemons and make lemonade. They're not going to go out and see, oh, well, can I find an apple orchard? Can I find an orange orchard? Can I find a peach orchard? Can I do this? Can I do that? No, it's lemons, 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 as far as the eye can see. And I'm telling you, that's not the case, is what I'm telling you. And the other thing I'm telling you, you don't know until you try. I mentioned this before. I quoted it all the time from the Golden Girls. When Rose was like, she wasn't sure she was going to go on the cruise with Arnie because she had never been with a man in a long time, blah, 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 blah. And she didn't know what she was going to do. And then Dorothy said to her, you know, when you try something, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. No, she said when you take a chance, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But if you don't take a chance, nothing happens. That's what I'm saying with this whole lemon orchard mentality. No, you're not stuck in a lemon orchard. There is more than likely another type of orchard with your preferred fruit, because I don't think lemons are really anyone's preferred fruit, even though lemons can taste okay, but these are minor details. But, you know, there may be an apple orchard just a few steps away, but you can't see it because you're in the mentality of, oh, well, life's giving me lemons. That's what I always get. And that's just how life is. And I just have to make lemonade. When really, you can just go to another orchard. Now, also, I want to throw something at you, too. Sometimes the universe might throw you a lot of lemons to on your skills with turning bad into good. So when you get the good, you can turn the good into great, not just good into good. If you have the skills to turn bad into good, and you've made those skills amazingly well, then when the universe sends something your way that is good, you will have the skills to turn good into great. But you have to have the expertise. Thank you. That was the word. I like that word. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. I see you. You have to have the expertise to turn bad into good. But that doesn't mean that you stay where you're at in perpetuity, just dealing with bad things and turning those into good. You eventually need to migrate over and go after the good things and turn those into great. You're not stuck somewhere in the perpetuity, in perpetuity. And again, you don't know until you try. This individual, they have it in their mind that they could not have attempted to move to another state or move to another city or move to another country because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They have it in their mind. But I guess we'll never know because they never tried. Now, if they would have tried and failed, okay, it didn't work out. And even then, if it doesn't work out, well, I know quite a few people who have failed and then they try again, and then they'll try again, and then they'll try again, and rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And hot dog, you know what? They finally succeeded. You're not stuck in a lemon orchard. It's not meant for you to stay in a lemon orchard all of your life. Now, going back to what I was saying just a moment ago, is it a possibility that a lot of lemons are being thrown at you? Could be a possibility. The universe could be helping you work on your expertise, helping you build your experience with turning bad into good. Again, so once you leave the lemon orchard, you can go out and turn good into great. But you're not stuck there. Again, nothing is meant, it's not meant to be in perpetuity. Nothing is in perpetuity. Nothing. Everything must change. Their success is not in perpetuity. You will have moments where it goes down, and then it'll go up again. Then where it'll go down, then it'll go up again, and so on and so forth. But there isn't anything, it's just not meant to be. And for me, if I would have had that mentality of, oh, after I had my premonition back a few months ago, where it's like, oh, this is going to happen, it's going to be bad, but you know what? I just need to make the best of it. I need to stay. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Then I wouldn't be happier right now. I'm actually happier after this. And especially after seeing a lot of the things that my premonition, the dream I had, come to pass. I'm happier that I don't have to worry about the craziness. Do I still have other stuff I have to deal with? Yes, I'm dealing with stuff right now. We're all dealing with stuff. It's called life. And what you do is you keep going. But compared to this timeline and the other timeline that I would have been in, I am so much happier in this timeline. Don't get me wrong. But if I would have had that mentality, oh, I'm just going to make it work. You know, I have to make the best of the situation. I don't even need to try to see if there's a way to get out of it or to do something different or to do something new. Then I'll just stay put. Then what? No, I'm not stuck in a lemon orchard. Will I work in a lemon orchard for a little while? Yeah. Sometimes I don't have a choice. The divine's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to hit you with some lemons. We need you to make lemonade. You're on duty this week. We need you to make only you can make the lemonade. You know how good you make the lemonade. You're on duty this week, whether you want to be on duty this week or not. But the divine is not going to say, okay, well, you're just stuck here in perpetuity. No, that's called hell. That's what that's called. And that's when people become bitter, like the lemons that they have to deal with all the time. So what I'm telling you, my message to you is, you're not stuck in a lemon orchard. You might have to stay for a little while. Again, you have to build up your expertise. So turning bad into good so you can turn good into great. But it's not meant for you to be where, oh, well, I'm just surrounded by lemons, so that's what I'm going to have to do. That's all I'm able to do. No, you're able to do as much as you believe you can do. It's all about belief. Let me tell you something, and I mentioned this before in my Broken Silence After the Move episode. I did not know how I was moving. I didn't know. Honest to God, I did not know. I'm telling you this. I did not know how I was moving. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell my friends. I didn't tell anyone. The only people that knew I was moving were the people that absolutely had to know. And usually they found out at the last minute. Now, all of it worked out through divine intervention. All of it worked out. Because it wasn't anything that I did. All I did was put stuff into action, which that is the other thing too. Which that's another daily thought and another story for another day. You can't just expect things to happen. You have to take action. It isn't a thing of, well, is the divine coming in to save me? No, it doesn't always work like that. Can it work like that? Yeah, sometimes it can. Because, I mean, it's the divine. The divine can do what the divine wants to do. But for the most part, action has to be taken. Now, was I taking action? Yes. Did I know what the results of the actions I took would be? No. I didn't know. I was just like, okay, got to do something. Got to move. Got to get this done. Got to get that done. All right, let's see if this works out. Oh, that didn't work out. All right, let me try this. Everything that happened, it wasn't the only thing I did. I need to articulate this the right way. I was just the vessel in the midst of a divine process, if that makes sense. I didn't have anything to do. My body was acting, but the stuff that was happening, I know it wasn't my doing. I wish I could take credit as much as I would like to. I wish I could take credit, but I can't. The thing is, though, if I had that mentality where it's like, well, I can't do anything. There's no point of me taking any action because it's not going to get better. I'm stuck in this lemon orchard. There's no point in me taking action. I might as well make lemons out of lemonade where I'm at. Then I wouldn't be in this timeline now. I'd be stuck in another timeline making lemons out of lemonade. Or attempting to. And much, much less happy. Not more happy, less happy. And even if, let me be clear on this, even if things didn't go the way I wanted them to go, I still would have left. That's the thing. Because I was at the I don't care point. When I was going off of my premonition that I had, the dream that I had that night, and woke up from and couldn't go back to sleep for an hour because my heart was beating so fast. And again, most of the stuff that has happened in my dream has come to pass. When that happened to me and other energy was surrounding, I was like, okay, it's time to go. The universe is telling me, you hit it, go. And that's what I was going by. I had already determined, and it's not even good to have this mentality. I'll say that up front. It's not even good to have this mentality. But I had the mentality at the time where it's like, look, if this doesn't even work out, I'll just stay in my car for a little while. Long as I have moved. If I have to stay in my car for a little while. And the reason I say it's not good to have that mentality is because sometimes you can manifest that stuff into existence. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because I was at the point to let everything go. Just to do the move. I was willing to let it all go. All of the stuff go. Just to do the move. I was like, okay, well, if I'm doing everything I can do, if it doesn't work out, I'm still moving. But luckily, the divine brought everything together. And I feel like one of the reasons the divine brought it together was because I realized I don't have to stay in a lemon orchard. I'm not stuck in a lemon orchard. I can go over to the peach orchard. Peaches are one of my favorite fruits. I don't eat peaches as much anymore, but they're one of my favorite fruits. My actual favorite fruit is blueberries. Just, FYI. If anybody ever wants to get on my good side, get me some good blueberries. But with that, I didn't have to stay in the lemon orchard. I could venture out to the peach orchard. Again, you're not stuck in a lemon orchard. Yes, there will be moments where you're called to duty and you have to take lemons and turn them into lemonade. But for the most part, you're not stuck in a lemon orchard. There's more stuff out there for you to do. There's more opportunity out there for you. You don't have to just take what is given to you. If you believe there is more for you, go out and search until you find it. And again, you can stay in that mentality, that Adasaurus mentality, which Adasaurus is imprisonment. It's a mental prison, is what it is. You can stay in that mentality, that prison of, oh, well, this is as good as it's going to get. Or you can venture out and see what is available to you. Will you have some disappointments? More than likely, yeah, it's called life. However, you'll probably have some successes too. Regardless of what you have, whether you have the disappointments or whether you have the successes, or whether you have a mixture of both, or whether you have only one or the other, you're not going to know if you stay stuck in that mental prison, if you stay stuck in the lemon orchard. And that's why I'm telling you, you're not stuck in a lemon orchard. And that is my daily thought. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.